Mark, you recently put out some news on an update on your production enhancement program. Would you like to give our audience some updates on that, please?
Yeah, happy to, Tracy. We're busy in the field and have been since late in Q4 at our project just south of Abilene, Texas. Of our well program we announced, which was chemical stimulations on 17 wells. We are about 80% done the program. We had some delays due to weather. We had some flooding in the area and also some record cold weather we had to shut in, but we're anticipating we'll be done the entire program over the next 2 weeks and should have the results on the back of that. So far so good, but Mother Nature hasn't been cooperating as well as we had hoped so far.
Your timeline has been very aggressive since you started Wedgemount. And if you wouldn't mind giving us more of an update on your well stimulation and facility optimization programs and kind of give us an update on where you're at now since you, in the last year even.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we started last year with 2 acquisitions at 31 barrels of oil equivalent per day. Our latest update in the fall, we were at 177 barrels of oil equivalent per day. So we had some very rapid growth. The program, which you just mentioned, the chemical stimulation of the surface facilities, is to design to not only continue the ramp in production, we're hoping we can kind of double it from our last update to the market, but also to speed up the cycle in which we can sell oil into the local market there. So both of those projects we're about 80% done. As far as the facilities, we're 100% done. So we are anticipating that we should be able to update the market on new production numbers probably about the end of February or early March. So we're pretty close to, like I said, we're almost done and numbers are coming out shortly.
Mark, I was reading in your previous news release that basically management expectations are all basically on track, but you specifically said that you're expecting to resume daily production in early February. Do you want to give us an update on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So most of the wells are back on right now. So the 17 wells that were completed in the program are on production now. And I would also add that at the early Q4, we announced the TCX acquisition, which is another 8 additional producers. 7 of those should be also tied in probably the end of next week, I think is a conservative estimate. So we will have 24 producing wells back on, tied into infrastructure and selling oil from all of those. So again, we're a little bit behind where we wanted to be, but we're really excited to have TCS completely tied in and ramping up now, as well as the historical Willow Bend and Milliken assets.
And of course, you were discussing your surface facility optimization that was nearly complete in our last conversation, and talking about additional oil storage and treatment infrastructure that you were working on. Where are you with these different projects?
I'd say we're about 95% done on them. We're really happy with what we've been able to do with the additional sales tanks, which allows us to produce oil, treat the produced oil to get it up to WTI spec, and sell it in a timely manner. We really wanted to take down our working capital cycle of treating oil and selling it from approximately 70 days down to around 30 days. So we're really starting to speed up the cash flows that can come into the company and obviously, flow onto the balance sheet would benefit all shareholders.
Mark, you just announced a substantially experienced CFO joining your team. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about Steve?
Yeah, Steve's got about 25, 30 years experience in public markets. He's a CFA background, and he's really done everything from A to Z on the public company side, whether it's been CFO, COO, or CEO of companies. And it's just huge value add for us because his breadth and depth of knowledge, particularly now as we're an operating company, and there's a lot more documentation than we need that when we were pre-production. So it was just really adding, some more bench strength. Our previous CFO was excellent, but we're super excited to be working with Steve and have him hands-on in our business day in and day out.
Shareholders right now might be wondering what to expect in Q1 and Q2. Can you give us any insight?
Yeah, absolutely. So before the end of Q1, we'll have a full update on the results of the production enhancement program, which we talked about a bit earlier here today. We're excited to get those out to the market again. We'll probably have an update coming in the next week or so, and then a subsequent update probably the end of Q1 to really give people some numbers that they can dig into. At the same time, we remain active in the area, looking at deal flow in the area. There's nothing imminent, but we've got multiple assets we've got our eyes on, and if I think there's a good chance we can add another asset to the portfolio sometime before mid-year 2024.
Well, Mark, thank you so much for the update, and for everyone seeking more information on Wedgemount resources, please go to their website. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Tracy. Have a good day.